And today we're looking at the area of triangle in trigonometry. And you know, in trigonometry, apart from the area of triangle, you've learned in the right angle triangle, which is half base times height. In trigonometry, where you're given an angle and you give it two sides, we'll be asked to find the area of the triangle. So in doing so, we have to get one angle and two sides that are be bounded by the angle. So we have to get two sides and then an angle and be able to find the area of the trigonometry or area of the triangle. So most of the time we look for the area, but sometimes they give us the area and they ask us to find one of the sides. Sometimes they give us the area, they give you the angle, they give you the value 12.4 here, they ask you to find this place, this length, which is x. So sometimes we just slurry the same formula that we use. And the formula for area of a triangle in trigonometry is area equals to half times a times b sine c. Okay, a b sine c. Okay, so here if we come to the board, we can show that concept. Okay, we say area in a trigonometry, in a triangle, the right angle triangle, the area equal to half, not really a right angle triangle, in the trigonometrical triangle, we say area equals to half AB sine C. That's if I'm using AB, I will say multiply by sine C, capital C, the angle, the C is capital. Okay, you may also either write like this, area equal to half area equal to half, you can say AC sine B, AC sine B, or BC sine A. So it's same thing, you know. This one is sine B. It's same thing. If you're using A and B small letter, the side, then this angle will be the capital letter. The third one will be the angle as a capital letter. So this is what we do when we're doing the area of a triangle in trigonometry. Okay, now let's listen to this tutorial, and then we'll be able to, at the end of it, we'll be able to capture the concept that we're trying to explain.
In this tutorial, we are looking at the general formula for the area of a triangle, not the half the base times the height one, which you would use in situations where you either know or are trying to find the height, but this more general formula, the area is equal to a half AB sine C. Now that works if the triangle is labelled appropriately with the big letters meaning angles and the little letters meaning sides and little a opposite big A, etc. Okay, now how do we use this? Well, we always label the angle we're working with, whether we know it or we want to find it, C, and then label the other two angles A and B. And then we label the sides appropriately. In other words, little c is opposite big C, little a is opposite big A, and little b is opposite big B. So, labeling the triangle is key. And then write down what you know and what you want to know. And that's a pretty good piece of exam technique for a lot of questions, writing down what you know and what you want to know. And then you simply substitute in the numbers and solve the resulting equation. Sounds very easy. Well, we're going to look at 3 different questions, all of which do something slightly different, but the basic principle is the same. So, first question, we're just asked to find the area. Label the triangle. Which angle are we working with? Well, it's called P, so let's call it C. So that's little c, and then it doesn't matter whether I call QA and RB or the other way around, but I've relabeled my triangle, and I've labelled the sides appropriately. Little a opposite big A. What do we know? Well, we know little a is 11, we know little b is 10, and we know big C is 47. And we're trying to find the area. Okay, so that's what we're trying to find. So we can now stick that into the formula. Now always write down the formula you're using. If you don't and you make a mistake, the examiner won't be able to give you credit. If you do and you're making a mistake, you will get some credit. So area is what we're trying to find, and that's equal to, and we simply stick in the numbers. 1/2 times 11 times 10 times sine 47. And you can just put that in your calculator and press equals, and you should get 40.2 square centimetres. If you don't, check that your calculator says D or DEG at the top. If it says R or G, you need to change the setup of your calculator and the angle unit. Right, let's move on to question 2 and see how this one is different. Well, this time we're given the area and we're asked to find the angle. So, let's label the triangle appropriately. We're trying to find this angle here, the one which is called S, so call that C, and then either way around, label the other two A and B, which means that 18 is little a, 14 is little b, and the one we're not using is little c. Write down what we know. Well, we know a equals 18, little b equals 14, and this time we know the area is 125, and we're trying to find big C, which is called y. So, how are we going to do this? We write down the formula, I've written it down for you, and we put in the numbers. So 125 is 1/2 times a, which is 18, times b, which is 14, times sine y. And now I need to get sine y on its own. Well, it's sine y times all of this, so we can simply divide by all of that, and that will give us sine y on its own. So you divide by 1/2 times 18 times 14 on both sides. 1/2 times 18 times 14. The point of doing that is that it all cancels on the right hand side, and I get sine y equals this, 125 over that. And I'm going to leave it like that. Now, remember that when you've got sine y equals, to get y, you do sine to the minus 1, which is shift sign on your calculator, and I'm just going to type all of this in here. Okay, into my calculator. Now, instead of 1/2, well, you can use a fraction template down there, or you could type in 0.5. It doesn't really matter. Your calculator will cope. And when you press equals, you get 82 point something, and I'm going to round it to 1 decimal place because that's what I've been asked to do. So there we go. Same principle, just finding something different. And the third option really is here in question 3. This time we're asked to find a side. We're asked to find, in fact, the length of AB, and we're given the area and a side and an angle. So let's give the length of AB a name. Let's call it X, just so that we've got a name for it, and then let's do it as we normally do it. Now the triangle is already labelled ABC, but not how we want it. We want the angle that we are working with to be called C. And we're working with the angle that's currently called A. So we're going to need to relabel. So I'm going to call that one C, which makes that side little c. And now I'm going to call this one A, which makes that little a. And I'm going to leave the B as it is, so that one's little b. Write down what we know. Well, what do we know? We know that big C is 51. We know that little b is 12.4, and we know the area. The area is 45 square centimetres. What are we trying to find? Well, we're trying to find little a, which I have called x. Put the numbers in the formula. Here's the formula. 45 is equal to a half times x times 12.4 times sine 51. And I want to get the x on its own, so I just divide by all the things multiplied by it. And the things that are multiplied by it are the half. So let's just do this. So I'm dividing by a half times 12.4 times sine 51, and I do that on the other side as well. A half times 12.4 times sine 51, and on the right the halves cancel, the 12.4s cancel, and the sine 51s cancel, and I will just write this out again because it's looking a bit messy. X is equal to 45 over a half times 12.4 times sine 51, and I simply type that into my calculator and it gives me the value of x, and it's asked for it to 3 significant figures, and that is 9.34 centimetres. And that's that. So same principle each time, just finding something different each time.
Okay, so that's it. That's the tutorial on how to calculate the different sides, to calculate the area of the triangle, and to calculate the angle in the triangle, and also to calculate any of the side of the triangle. Uses this formula: A equal to half AB sine C. So we need to take an example and solve it and see how this goes for us. Okay, so we draw this triangle and then we calculate, and then we find the area. We find the area. Okay, you can calculate the area of this triangle. We have triangle ABC, and where AB is 32 centimeter and AC is 1.1 meter and BAC is 94. So we can convert this 32 centimeter to meter, right? So that there must be same unit. Either you change this one to centimeter or you change the centimeter to meter. But you cannot have different units. If you calculate like this without using the same unit, you're going to get the wrong answer. So we have to convert the units and ensure that the units are same before we continue. Okay, so 32 centimeter we change to meter, we have to divide by 100, so it will give us 0.32. okay, and then we calculate, we find the area. Okay, so to do that, to find this area, we simply let's first of all draw this triangle and then solve the triangle. Okay, let's first of all draw it and solve it. So we say area, like we said before, is equal to, okay, we've written the formula, half AB sine C. So we stick with this formula, half AB sine C. Half AB sine C. That's the formula we're going to stick with. Okay, so the first and foremost thing we do is to draw the triangle. To draw the triangle. To draw the triangle. Okay, so here we say A is 74, ABC. So we come here, ABC, A is 74 degree. Here is 74. degree. Here is B, and here is C. Here is C. So here is ABC. Okay, sorry, my marker is I don't know, it's just misbehaving, very erratically. ABC. Okay, now let's see the values. here is 32 centimeter, 1.1 meter. 32 centimeter, 32 centimeter, and here is 1.1 meter. There's 1.1 meter. Okay, so this is what we have. This is what we have. So the next thing to do is to calculate the area. Like we said in the tutorial, if you want to find the area, we have to change this, we have to cancel all this one. I change this one to the side with the angle, we always call it C. So we call it C for easy recognition. So I call here C. Okay, then this place we leave it as B, and then we cancel this one, we call it A. We call here A. Now the side facing the big A is called small a, and the side facing the big B is called small b. This place is small b, which is 1.1, and then the side facing the big C is called small c here, which is the side we're not going to use. So, and then here, which is 32 centimeter, to change it to meter, you divide by 100. 32 centimeter to change to meter, we divide it by 100. Say 32 divided by 100, we will get 0.32. 0.32 meter. 0.32 meter. So here we have 0.32 meter. Okay, so that we, like we said, you must have same unit. You must have same unit. You cannot have centimeter and meter. You just without converting, and you just start to calculate. Now we know this. We say area of the triangle. Area of the triangle is equal to area of the triangle equal to half AB sine C. Okay, this is our formula, half AB sine C. So what we just do is to key in our value. Okay, our board is slippery. I don't know why today. Why it's slippery? The board. Okay, so we key the values into this formula. So we say area is equal to half. Side A is what? Small a, 0.32. So we say times half times 0.32 times side B, small b is 1.1. So we say times 1.1 times 1.1. Then sine the angle, sine 74. So we say sine 74. Sine 74. So you key this into a calculator. If you want to key into calculator, press sine 74 first. So you say sine 74 is going to give you 0 point something. You multiply that value by 1.1, multiply by 0.32, divide by 2. Okay, like divide by 2 or multiply by 0.5. Okay, so in that case you get the area of the triangle. You get area of the triangle to be equal to 0.169 square meter. Okay, 0.169 square meter. You get the area of the triangle to be 0.169 square meter. Is that okay? So this is how to use this trigonometrical diagram, or this triangle that is a non-right angle triangle, to find the area in trigonometry. Okay, these are in your IGCSE exam question papers, paper 4. You're going to find questions like this, so please try to get the hang of this, how it's being done.